People say projecting is bad. Projecting is not bad. People say transference is bad. Transference isn't bad. Projection is only bad when you have a negative paradigm or framework operating within yourself and you project that on others. But if you are projecting a good framework, that's great. I say don't get rid of projecting, just get rid of the negative frameworks. Once you develop habits that build positive frameworks, project all fucking day. Project in the morning, project in the evening, project at supper time. Like project if it's coming from a good place, because that way, even if people are sending negative energy your way, because projection by nature is how you feel, you'll feel great about it regardless, so you still send out positive energy. Projection can be a tool or it can be poison, but you just have to know how to use it.
Eating to live, yeah, I'm living to eat. Catch me enjoying vegan recipes. Fiend for chlorophyll.
Greetings, it's your boy Gartatia, and today I want to speak on the power of giving. How giving will transform the entire way you look at life. How giving will be the main thing that's gonna be the main engine and the fuel behind what's gonna get you from in that spot of the world only takes from me. I put in so much effort, nothing comes back. When will it give? When will it pay off? To wow, I have so much gifts and blessings that I don't know what to do with it. My story of giving is an interesting one. So it started off like 2-3 years ago when I was in my cowboy days. I was lost. I was like so stingy. Like I literally, like if I did give, it took so much out of me. I would feel drained. I felt like I was forced to do it. Like even my siblings would ask me little stuff. Like my brother would be like, oh, I'm in town for a day. Could I crash at your place? And I would like find an excuse to like be like, no. And it's just like I didn't want to give. Like my sisters or my siblings would be like in a hard spot and they wouldn't directly ask for money, but I would know that they would need the help and I would like turn a blind eye. My parents, I would, find a way to like not pay them back if I borrow some money. And my auntie, like I would find ways to, she loaned me money like a long time ago. I would find ways to like pay super late or pay back half of it. And even with friends and just my personal belongings, I hated lending things to people. I hated doing favors for people. If I did do a favor for somebody, I deep down expected something in return. So that's my relationship with giving. It was definitely humble beginnings in terms of giving. But something happened during COVID where I knew something had to change. I knew this wasn't sustainable. Every time I would react in such a gross and negative response to giving or someone asking me for a favor, I just felt like deep down in my core, it didn't resonate with me. I was like, why am I like this? I just knew, like people say, just be you. But sometimes being you is bad. Sometimes you need to change in order to give access to the real you. That you on the surface, that you that you've grown to know and the you that other people have grown to know you as, a lot of times isn't the real you. And a lot of people use that as a mask so that they never have to do the work to get to the real them and just continue to live as a shell of who they could be. And that kind of all clicked for me. And it just was like, you know what? Here's COVID. A lot of things have shut down. Maybe this is a sign from the universe for me to tap in with my inner universe, my inner verse, and work on myself. So that's what I did. I was always the person to like, I would be the guy, if someone gave money to a homeless person, I would be like, why the fuck did you give money to them? They're just going to buy cocaine. Why'd you give money to that bum? They're just going to buy heroin. And what did I do? Like for the first, from March 2020 to still now I do it, but it was mostly from March 2020 and throughout 2021. I would every week take out 20 cash at the bank. I would deliberately go to a store, make singles out of it. And I would just give it like all that year. Whenever I'm walking to meditate, I just pass out $1 to a beggar here and there, $5 to somebody outside of Whole Foods, someone on the corner, a homeless man or homeless woman on the corner, just pass out $1 over here. And then, I would talk with them for a little bit, what's it like on the block, enjoying this, just starting conversations with them, making eye contact with them, making them feel acknowledged. I just felt the need to, show love to people, especially people who never get shown any love. And it got to a point like they kind of knew me. And you could say it could have gotten tiresome. Like sometimes they would see me, but that was never their energy. Like a lot of people would be like, oh, if you give to them once, then they're gonna expect it all the time, and that definitely wasn't it. A lot of times they just appreciate the conversation. A lot of times they appreciate just the small talk, just the banter. Most of the time, I would run out of the 20. I wouldn't have money on them, but I would still talk with them for a little while. Like people think that everybody sees them as just a money bag and that everybody's just trying to take from them. But the reality is, a lot of times people are just projecting. And the reality is, people who think like that actually are the ones who are trying to take from everybody else. So, because that's their identity, they transfer that onto other people, which may or may not be true. However, a lot of times, a way to find out if that's true or not is to do the opposite of that belief. Do it long enough to see that if that's something that you can get out of. And if you do get out of it, you'll see how it's like a snap of the finger, how you'll go from being, stingy, mind, to now you're addicted to giving. But before I get there, and this is going to be a short video because I do have to go to work, but I want to just talk about the evolution. So it was that. And then it went from that to about beginning of this year, I got really serious about discipline. I got really serious about, okay, now I've established a treehouse show. Now I'm kind of on YouTube. Now my music is getting better. Now I want to take things to the next level. I want to go to beast mode. Then I started like, how can I squeeze every hour out of my day for maximum output? And that's when I got into like sleep, how I need to wake up on time. I'm spending too much time sleeping. So I got so serious about that. This other phase of giving I started to do was like, I did a challenge that every time I slept in, I would just give my friends $100. And every time I missed the gym, I'd give my friends like $100. And I must have spent like $500, over like the course of a month, maybe 600 to 800, just every time. Cause it's like one thing I do commend myself, I've always been good at, is keeping my word. If I say I'm going to do something, I make a way to do it, even if that means eating ramen noodles, which it did almost come to that, because I got to a point where I I didn't have any more money, to the point where I was borrowing money. There's this app called Earning, and you can borrow money from your future paycheck. I was borrowing money from my future paycheck to pay my friends if I slept in, because that's how serious it got. But like what giving when I didn't have money taught me, it taught me to not waste money, but it almost taught me the law that money is literally like doesn't matter. It taught me the law that money will always come and go. It kind of made me detach from money. Not in like a stupid way where like I'm squandering my money on strippers, but it made me detach from money in a sense that time is more important than money. Friendships are more important than money. Making money is more important than having money. Giving money away is more important than having money. It taught me that all these other aspects of life, what brings you joy, creativity, experiences, all these are more important than money. And this was a slow lesson, because I used to put money like on a pedestal. Like that was like, I remember like 2-3 years ago, I just had these dreams about being rich. Like, oh, if I had all this money, I would do this. If I had all this money, I would do that. And it's like now it's just like, if I had all the experiences, if I have all these amazing relationships, if I have all these lasting connections, if I have all these epiphanies, if I have all these aha moments where I'm having a completely new approach to life, these are the things that bring me joy now. And because of that, I've been able to give so much more freely. And not only just in the giving, it's just in the way that I give now. I used to like, when I did give, like if it was my niece's birthday, I would just be generic. Like, oh, I'm gonna just give them some building blocks, or oh, I'm gonna just give them some shoes or something. Now when I give, I'm much more thoughtful, because my giving now is to bring value. I've brought so much value to myself. The best part about projecting, people say projecting is bad. Projecting is not bad. People say transference is bad. Transference isn't bad. Projection is only bad when you have a negative paradigm or framework operating within yourself and you project that on others. But if you are projecting a good framework, that's great. So I say don't get rid of projecting, just get rid of the negative frameworks. Once you develop habits that build positive frameworks, project all fucking day. I'll project in the morning, project in the evening, project at supper time. Like project, project, project if it's coming from a good place, because that way, even if people are sending negative energy your way, because projection by nature is how you feel, you'll feel great about it regardless. So you still send out positive energy. So projection can be a tool or it can be, you know, poison, but you just have to know how to use it. But little side tangent there, coming back to the quality of my giving now, I pay so much more attention to detail. And also, I just give without expecting anything in return. Like, for instance, our work car at my job, I bought us a window holder so that people can put their phones and GPS to go to locations. The car, like, for how long have they had that company car? Maybe 10 years. Not a single person thought to do that, but I know they all struggle with their phones, trying to like drive and look at their phones to get to these sites. And I just said, I'm gonna just, no one wants to spend the fucking money. I didn't expense it. I didn't tell the manager. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even tell my coworker who was in the car with me while I was using it that I bought it. I just bought it from Amazon, like 20 bucks, stuck it onto the window and just left it there. So now I'm using it. Everybody's using it, giving value. I didn't expect anything in return. It was just, how can I make everybody's lives better? Another instance where like I'm being strategic and caring more about how I'm giving value. My brother-in-law, you know, he had a big situation with my sister. They had a big trip back here, and then, you know, they lost a lot of money and just really tired. He's just been working Uber long nights, you know, not getting a lot of sleep. You know, his exercise and workout, his regime is falling apart. And I was just trying to, you know, help get him some energy. So one thing I do is like, I was like, I just randomly, and I don't think about giving anymore. Like, I don't plot like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Just like, I'll feel like I just need to give something. And then I just brought him a jar of sea moss. I get it for like 25 bucks. And I told him, take 2 spoons a day, do it for a week. Let me know how you feel, and I'll plug you with my sea moss plug. And just like that, I just gave it to him. Nothing in return, no, because like it's like I want him to be better so he can do better. I want us all to elevate. You know, that's another instance there. Another instance is, you know, me just like seeing, listening to the things that people are saying, and then based on that, you know, getting to know them. I guess becoming a better listener helps you, you know, give at a higher level. But just a lot of that, like now I cook food. And then I used to be so stingy with my food, like this has to last 3 weeks, so and so. And it's like, no. If I feel the need to just give some food to someone I just met, someone I'm not close to, I'll make a to-go plate and just, hey, I cooked this food. It's vegan. Let me know what you think. You ever tried vegan food before? You know, and just like that, bam, like that. You know, a friend of mine, you know, I repay favors. Like, and one thing is I am so much more appreciative through giving too. Like a friend of mine bought me tickets to Spring Awakening, and out of just my gratitude and appreciation, I used to just say thank you, whatever, give him a hug. But now it's like I bought him a ticket to another rave, right? And I pay for, you know, a lot of things. Like I'll drop like $100 for him to, you know, pay for his gym membership or whatever. So it's just like the giving has just made me come from a much more abundant mindset. It's made me banish scarcity mindset to now I just feel so freely, not with money in like a wasteful way, but I just feel freely as if I look at money not as a defense. I look at money as an opportunity now. I look at money as a way to bring value to myself and others, right? And just modeling people. We talked about modeling in my last video. If you model the most successful people in the world, and, you know, I hate to name a lot of these people, Bill Gates, you know, Steve Jobs, rest, bless his soul, Jeff Bezos. I don't know about Elon Musk, but all of them, what is the trend here? What is the pattern? They all have huge charities. They all give so much. And, you know, maybe they're doing something right. Maybe they're doing something right. If you look at a lot of their histories too, a lot of them gave before they made it to the top. Maybe not financially, but a lot of them gave their time. A lot of them gave their energy towards something else, right? And if all of that, you don't care about that, say you don't care about, you know, manifestation, say you don't care about the law of attraction, say you don't care about, you know, banishing scarcity mindset, right? At the very least, you all care about being rich, right? So even for the people who just want to be rich, you need to give. You need to learn how to give. And the thing is, people say, "Oh, I'll just give. I'll just give later when I'm successful." Like, giving is a habit. I already branched on this before, but you need to unlearn not giving. We're taught, especially people who grew up in poor families like me, like I did, we're taught growing up to, take what you have, hold on tight to it. If you get some money, save, 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 save. Yeah, you could play the guitar really good and you could blow up and be a rock star, but that's risky. So what our parents, especially immigrants, what do our parents tell us? They tell us, let's take the safe route. If you just stay in school and you get a degree and you go to the workforce and you get a steady income, you're not going to be a millionaire, but you'll make a decent living and you'll be able to take care of yourself and your family. And it comes from a good place, but what happens is through this kind of mindset of like, when you get a little bit like playing the defensive, right? Not playing to win, just playing to not lose. And by doing that, a lot of people shoot themselves in the foot and they unfortunately program themselves to not give, because when you're always focused on holding on, that's the opposite of giving. And what happens is you end up holding on to bad habits, holding on to limiting frameworks, holding on to negative friends, holding on to strategies and tactics that go against creativity, that go against coming up with ways that could give value. So not only is giving every day, as daily and often as you can, helping you unlearn that so that you free a lot of other avenues of creativity. Giving more frequently trains your mind to give, so that when you do get in positions to actually give, it comes from a place of abundance and you find yourself giving frequently and spreading that benevolence so much that it comes back to you so much faster. And that's how you wake up and it's just like blessings left and right. And it's not always in the form of money, like literally a butterfly. I'm chilling, meditating, and this butterfly like landed on my arm and landed on my face. Like that's almost never happened. And that was like such a perfect moment. And like shit like that happens. Like people will hit you up trying to give you things, give you food. People will hit you up trying to cook for you. People will hit you up just trying to give value to you because they see how you've given value to them and how giving value is just someone that you are. And that's how people admire you and that's how people put you in such respects, and yeah, I hope this helped you all, look at giving in a better light. And as always, stay hydrated, stay breathing in that good ass oxygen. And most importantly, stay basic. I love you.